With this video, we gotta talk about the admission essay. But what is an admission essay? This is an essay written by an applicant, often a student applying to some college or university. And this is a common part of the admission process. And this essay has certain purpose, and the purpose is for the admission board to know the different personalities, inspiration, motivation, or future goals of the student that they will select. Because for them it's very important to know the type of person that you are. And now about the essay elements. You have to know that every academic institution will have their own preference about the format. So you have to check the format of the institution that you are applying. But a general structure includes the topic, the introduction, the body, and a conclusion. The topic, you have to know that to select the topic of the admission essay, you can use the same process that you use to select the topic of any other essay. And the introduction is the most important part of your essay, and especially the first sentences, because the first sentences introduce your introduction. And these sentences have to be unique and compelling to get the attention of the readers. And in the first sentences, you can talk about your motivation or inspiration to study in this institution. And the following sentences have to support the first sentences. Now the body. And this is the greatest part of the essay. And the students should relate the topic with the body text to make it coherent and complete. Also, the paragraph of this essay should you have to provide detailed evidence that supports the statement that you made in the introduction. And the paragraph of the essay, you have to use transition word to connect the different paragraphs. And in the first paragraph of the essay, you can talk about your academic background. In the second paragraph of the essay, you can talk about your personal experience. And in the third paragraph, you can talk about or why you are a good match for the program. Now the conclusion. This is the last paragraph of your essay and your last chance to prove what you deserve to become in a student of this institution. Now we gotta talk about how similar or how different is this essay to any other essay. We can tell that it's similar because include the introduction, the body, a conclusion, and the topic. But also this essay include an argument, and this argument concerns to your capacity. And also this essay have to be written in a proper manner, so you have to use proper grammar and proper words. But also this essay is different because this essay focuses on your academic background, and this essay is a picture of who you are as a person. And this essay is very important to tell that have to be short and concise because the admission board don't have too much time, and keep it short will be very important to them.
Hi, I'm Nelson and I'm going to explain you the process of writing an admission essay. Okay, number one, You have to read as much information as you can about the university or college you are applying to. Be sure you thoroughly understand the mission and direction of development and values that the university or college proclaims. Number two, also you can do a list of points you want to emphasize in your essay. So, be sure you are answering to questions like what makes me suitable to the program I choose? What past experiences of mine will help me better adjust to the new environment when I enroll in the place I'm applying to? And the most important one, why do I want to study in this particular institution? Remember, this could be the main idea of your essay, so be careful and take your time. Number 3. It's very important to plan your essay structure before writing it. So start with general information about yourself. Mention only the most relevant recent experiences that relate to your major. Then write 2 or 3 paragraphs about your motivations for studying at that particular institution. And finally, end by mentioning the extracurricular activities and hobbies you are interested in and how these activities correlate to the major or the institution you are applying to. Number 4. Start with a compelling paragraph. Before I said you have to start with general information about yourself, right? Okay. This general information is going to be in this particular compelling introduction. This is because the admission officers will only spend a brief amount of time reviewing your essay, so you need to start with a vivid paragraph that will keep them engaged. The introduction has to reveal to the reader what your essay is about and catch their attention. So you could open with an anecdote or an interesting story that will show some of the best parts of your personality and character. Number 5. 5. In a formal manner, let the person reading your admission essay know how much enrolling in this institution means to you, and that you will be looking forward to the decision of the board. Number 6. Consider revisiting those parts that are too general or do not have a clear meaning. Make sure every sentence is not just a general statement about how much you want to become a student of this particular institution, but also presents your personality, motivations, and abilities that relate to the selected discipline of your major. Number 7, and the last one. What you should not do? Fall into cliches. Okay? Avoid cliches. While you research your application essay, you will be encouraged to check out some examples of great essays and get inspired. While this is a great exercise, many students allow themselves to be influenced too much by these examples. And they use a lot of cliches in their desire to impress the admission officers. Remember that there are thousands of other students applying for your desired university, and you need to be distinguished yourself, okay? So reread your essay, delete all the sentences that sounds like cliches, and try to find a more original angle.
Hi, I am Adam Nilsson. In grading, a college admission essay can sometimes be a headache for a student because it is a call letter for them to be accepted into university and continue their studies. So, if someday you need to do one of these essays, I'm going to give you 7 tips that could be from be help for you. Okay, we start. Number 1, playing a structure. Before you sit down to write your college admission essay, you need to prepare a structure so that you don't let feel like you are lost. And remember, a college admission essay has an introduction, body, and conclusion. Number 2, using a voice. This technique shows personality and our desire in the text. Experienced writers recommend using humor, metaphor, and other techniques. So different kinds of emotion make your essay unique. Number 3, side of essay. You should write as much as it would be interesting to read. Experienced writers recommend writing a college admission essay under 600 words, but frankly speaking, educational institutions try not to limit students. Number 4, avoid long paragraphs. Although the length of your essay is determined by the number of pages or the number of characters, but nobody likes to read a long paragraph. Ideas have to be concise and write one idea per paragraph and introduce the next one. Number 5, being yourself and be unique. Can you imagine how many paper professors read? Well, it's inconceivable. That is why the task number 1 for a student is to impress college professor with the unit thoughts. University do want to encourage new brains and improve student talent and skill. Number 6, keep your focus narrow and personal. Don't try to cover too many topics. This will make the essay sound like a resume. That doesn't provide any detail about you. You focus on one aspect of yourself so the readers can learn more about who you are. And finally, number 7, be proof and seek feedback. Once you have a rough draft of your admission essay, keep in mind that it is a rough draft. Your task is to craft the argument, support your point, and construct an introduction and conclusion. Maybe the best piece of advice I can offer on writing your admission essay is to solicit feedback from many sources, especially a professor. Thank you so much.
Hello everybody! Before I read to you our essay, I'd like to make 2 important clarifications. The first one is that admission essays are not a requirement here in El Salvador, but they are in the United States. Most of the United States universities ask their applicants this type of essay. The second clarification is about the essay prompts. But what are these? Essay prompts are statements followed by questions that are focused on a topic or an issue, and their purpose is to inspire a response in the form of an essay by the applicant. In our essay, we have made up a hypothetical situation in which the University of El Salvador asked their applicants an admission essay, and the prompt used is this one. Discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. With this prompt, we wrote our essay. Let's check it out. This essay is a response to the prompt asked by the university. It has 5 paragraphs, being the first one the introduction, the next 3 the body, and the last one the conclusion. Its title is Deciding My Own Destiny. Destiny is determined by the decisions one makes, and certainly one single decision can definitely become crucial for the rest of one's life. During the process of discovering who I am and what I really dream to be in my life, there were 2 decisions that shaped me and made me grow personally. Those decisions were applying to Superative program when I was in 9th grade and applying to Youth Ambassador program when I was in the 3rd year of high school. I can assure that not only did I learn the English and travel to the United States, but I also discovered the path I want to choose in my life. I was taught from a very young age that education is a very precious gem I had to keep and polish to have a better future. The fact that I was a very studious person led me to meet a teacher in 8th grade who told me about a scholarship program called Superate and the steps needed to apply to it. He also told me they taught English there, so I became very interested. Long story short, I took the life-changing decision to apply no matter how many tests and interviews I had to take and how many people said it was difficult or even impossible. After a long and difficult admission process, I was told I was admitted and almost cried from happiness. Those long 3 years the scholarship lasted helped me grow as a person. I discovered another parts of myself I didn't know, but more importantly, I was able to develop some skills which later became essential to me. I learned English, computing, and best knowledge I could get were values. Solidarity, self-improvement, and the one I think is the most important, integrity. This scholarship meant a long trip to me where I developed as a person and as a student. The other big life-changing milestone was to be part of Youth Ambassador program. Gladly, I won the scholarship and went to the United States in 2015 for 3 weeks that I will never forget and that have motivated me to follow up. In the US, I finally discovered the major I would take in college, what I wanted to be in the future. I learned about environmental projects that can help communities when I was in Idaho. One of those projects was being managed by a woman who belonged to an NGO and told me she had studied international relations, but she also told me about other types of social projects and how they really can change the lives of many. Ever since then, I will never forget the motivation it gave me and the hope that the world can really be changed to be a better place and how international relations can be a major that can help you achieve that. Finally, I can say that the past 3 years have taught me a lot. I now have a different vision on many scopes of life, but one thing I'm really sure about is that again I'm taking a really important decision in my life by applying to the University of El Salvador, hoping that this decision will open myself to new horizons that can contribute to make a difference in my life and my country.